all the different variations and the way the grass kind of formed itself, that's a map. Your eyes you're seeing it. And once you figure out what you're looking at, it's your roadmap to success. This is probably my favorite style of fishing grass, simply because if you'll invest the time and effort into it, this is the most high risk, high reward in grass fishing. You're not dealing with individual fish. When you're fishing grass edges on submerged grass, you are dealing with schools of bass. It can be the most amazing thing you've ever seen. That particular tournament, last year at Guntersville and many other times, as soon as I got one bite in practice, I checked this, I knew about this place, I fished it for years. I checked that thing the last 10 minutes of practice because I didn't know exactly what the grass looked like. I've known in the past that they set up in the area that I caught them. I got one bite, and when I pulled that bite up, there was about 7 of them trying to take it away from me. I literally scooted up about 20 feet, made another drop in there, and had another bite, and I wound my stuff up and left. And the rest of the story is history. I made a mistake. I did just pile of error in that deal and poor execution. I should have won that tournament going away. Anyway, biggest thing, there's all kinds of setups for this type grass. You know, my favorite thing, or let's go into a couple things. Number one, and for years I couldn't figure it out, and I finally, Greg and I, we talked quite a bit, and I watched him on camera. Your initial response is when you get a bite in that grass and he thumps it or that line pulls down tight, you want to crack him, right? You watch Greg Hackney. Greg Hackney cracks him, right? The rod he's using is basically a crankbait rod. Moral of this story is you've got to match the action of your rod for your style hook set. It's no different in golf. Flipping is almost like a personalized, you got to get your swing fitted for the speed and the way that you like to set the hook, because you take a guy that's real twitchy, I'm real twitchy. I mean, I got a hair trigger. If he touches my stuff, I'm gonna get him, right? I have to use a softer action rod. Biggest thing is, like I go back to that braid. Any type grass we're gonna talk about today, with this braid, if you're twitchy and you don't let him get it, you're gonna have him stuck in the lips, and then all you're gonna have is grass. The biggest thing, let's go into something. How many of you ever heard, you know, you talk about grass, but there's 2 ways to fish grass. I can either old school it, which I still love to do. Anytime I can flip, physically line in hand, flip, I still do. The key to this presentation is this bait, no matter whether you're pitching or flipping, has to fall. One of the first things I learned, like when I got eat up with dropping grass at Lay Lake. 1985, I went crazy. Cat out of Florida, D. Thomas. Then out, you know, it kind of come across the country. Basil Bacon, Denny Brower. That was my era. Those were my heroes, still are. But those guys kind of introduced this flipping deal, and they were winning everything in the country. I literally spent 5, 6 summers. We would take, I was broke back then, man. We'd take a gallon, igloo cooler, about 2.5 gallon igloo cooler, fill it up with ice water, and lay about 3 old Fenwick flipping sticks out that were glass. It weighed about 85 pounds, felt like. And a Shimano Brush Buster reel, or now Ambassador 5500, and 25-pound big game or blue strand. I mean, and I would go to Lay, Mitchell, Jordan, Guntersville, and I flipped. Daylight to dark. That's all I did. I was eat up with it. And that's, to this day, if we show up somewhere in a national tournament and the opportunity presents itself for me to drop grass, it's a done deal. I'm gonna do it. It's just what I love to do, and I know it's a technique that if I find them, it's top 10 guaranteed.
It's Mike Iaconelli. This is Bass U TV.
Here's what's awesome about Bass U TV.
You get the top instructors.
You will learn things at Bass U that you will learn nowhere else.
We take the mystery and the myths out of bass fishing.
Real tools that help you catch more fish consistently.
At Bass U TV, shoes are optional.
And I like turtles.
And that's why you want to check out Bass U TV.
Join the Bass U family.
Welcome to Bass U TV.